Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. We're supposed to have a Quran night with Sheikh Ramadan, but he called us. He's not feeling well, so he could not be here with us today. So please forgive us for not being able to do the program like that we have planned on. So there will be no Quran night tonight. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Inshallah, a brief khatira, a few minutes, maybe up to 10, 15 minutes, of what we recited for Salatul Maghrib from Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, after enumerating many of His favors that He Azza wa Jal created and bestowed upon us and allowed us to enjoy and use, and yet of course many people, many human beings don't see, for example, the fact that there is rain, or the fact that there is vegetation, or the fact that there is technology that we use in the proper way. They don't see that there is anything to do with God, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's ignorance and arrogance. After enumerating some of His favors upon us, إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, heavens and earth, and the existence of heaven and earth, and the laws that govern heavens and earth, and what's between heavens and earth, and in heavens and earth that we use and we benefit from. وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ, and the alternation of night and day. وَالْفُلْكِ الَّتِي تَجْرِي فِي الْبَحْرِ بِمَا يَنْفَعُ النَّاسِ, and the ships that sail and run, move in the seas, carrying that which benefits man and people and human beings. وَمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مِن مَاءٍ, and what Allah Azza wa Jal caused to fall as rain from the skies. وَبَثَّ فِيهَا مِن كُلِّ دَابَّةٍ, and by that He subhanahu wa ta'ala, He introduced into earth of all sorts of life. وَتَصْرِيفِ الرِّيَاحِ وَالسَّحَابِ, and the management by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of the winds and of the clouds. وَهَكَذَا آيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ, in those are signs for those who think and ponder and have something of a lub, of aql inside of themselves. They understand, they see consequences. And if we know that, if we ponder that and we know that, and this is by the divine, what should our relationship be to the divine who gives us in these subtle ways and also in obvious ways? What should our relationship be? Shukr, and what else? Shukr indeed. When somebody is very good to you, especially in ways you don't anticipate and you don't expect, and in subtle ways, they're so good to you, what happens inside of you? You lean towards them, don't you? You lean towards them. You love them. You love them. You love people who are good to you. It's natural. We incline towards those who are good to us. وَتَعَالَى اللَّهُ عَنِ الْأَمْثَالِ. May Allah be exalted from analogies. So that's why after that Allah says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, as though He's saying, despite this, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنْدَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. And yet, there are people, there are human beings who choose to have allies and others and rivals, to love them as they would and should love Allah Azza wa Jal. SubhanAllah. Look what Allah does. And yet, many of us have hubb, love, this internal, emotional, strong inclination towards X or Y or Z, but not towards God, not towards Allah Azza wa Jal. Why do we have that relationship towards X and Y and Z? For what? What have they given us? Really? little things here and there. And yet we incline towards them. And we do not incline towards Allah Azza wa Jal emotionally and lovingly. So Allah says, look, despite this, there are those who do this, who love others as they should love Allah, or instead of Allah Azza wa Jal. But He says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. However, those who truly have Iman, in their hubb, love for Allah, they are much more intense. Their hubb is ashad, stronger, deeper than those who have hubb for others and other rivals and other things. Ashad hubban lillah. The hubb that the believing man and women, the hubb love that the believing man and women should and must have for Allah Azza wa Jal is not only on account of what He gives us, and He tells us how much He gives us, subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Rasulullah wa Mawlana sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, أَحِبُّ اللَّهَ لِمَا يَغْذُوكُم مِّن نِعَمِهِ. In other words, he's saying, though here the word is not mentioned, he's saying, this is between brackets, at least, he says to us, you must have hubb for Allah on account of what He gives you, of His favors and of His bounties, what He nourishes you with, externally and internally. There are those of us who see in favors and in bounties only food and drink and wealth and power and children and health. All those are ni'am, yes, they are favors. But there's a lot more than that. Security, peace, serenity, freedom, knowledge, hubb of Allah, hubb of others to us, kindness at any moment towards us, we being kind, we being grateful. These are all favors and gifts from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for which we should develop more mahabba for Him Azza wa Jal. So He says to us sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we should love Allah Azza wa Jal at least on account of what He gives us. But we should have hubb, love for Allah, not only on account of what He gives us. A more sincere lover, muhibb of Allah Azza wa Jal, should have hubb, love for Allah, not only on account of that, and we should, but on account of who He is. نحب الله لصفاته عز وجل لذاته عز وجل. We should have hubb, love for Allah if we are more mature intellectually. Yes, intellectually I must say. And then if we are more mature spiritually, we should have hubb, love for Allah because He is who He is. Not only because He gives us. He is eternal. He is infinite in His beauty. Infinite in His beauty. Infinite in His majesty. Infinite in His perfection, in His beauty and in His majesty. As human beings, we love beauty. And beauty at a certain level that we perceive. Most of us see only external beauty. That's also because most of us are still immature. And when we say beauty, we don't go beyond physical beauty. And yet when we speak of beauty in this context and in our deen, and when Rasulullah says, God is beautiful, Allah is beautiful, and loves beauty, most of us think of external beauty. But that's not what He's necessarily saying. Allah is beautiful, Allah is not physical, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is not a makhluk. Allah is not in space and in time. Allah created space and time. Beauty in His sifat. His that is beautiful, but His that, His essence, is beyond any comprehension. Not only any visualization, but any comprehension. Not the minds, not even the souls grasp the that of Allah Azza wa Jal. And therefore the beauty of His that is beyond the beyond. His attributes are beautiful. وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. Allah is beautiful. That's beauty. Allahu Jameel. Al-Rahim, Al-Kareem, Al-Ghafur, Al-Muhsin, Azza wa Jal. These are names of beauty of His Asma. Jameel. We should have hubb for Him on account of His beauty if we reach a level of enough intellectual maturity, more importantly, of enough spiritual maturity to begin to feel spiritual beauty and then to incline towards the divine in ways uncomparable to any inclination we have to anything. نحب الله نعم لما يغضون من نعمه لكن ينبغي أن نحبه لذاته عز وجل لجماله لحسن سبحانه وتعالى لصفاته وأسمائه سبحانه وتعالى. We need to have hubb for Him for that, my beloved brothers and sisters. So He says وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. Rasulullah Mawlana sallallahu alayhi wa sallam teaches us to implore Allah as we strive to develop more and more mahabba, hubb, love for Allah, that part of that striving is to implore Allah to give us that mahabba. Mahabba is often, as they say, is essentially a gift from Allah to the heart or the soul of the person. Yet people philosophize about it, talk about it. Mahabba, true mahabba, true hubb, love for Allah or His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, or His awliya, or those whom He loves, is a gift from Allah that He injects, that He inserts in the hearts of whom He pleases Azza wa Jal. Truly, we strive, but ultimately it's a gift. And if we're deprived from that, most likely we do not deserve that gift. For reasons God knows about us. So we should implore Him constantly, as Mawlana Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa Sayyiduna wa Habibullah teaches in a beautiful, beautiful dua that again you've heard me probably say many times before, and I will always repeat it because it's, I think, the most beautiful dua of love that any human being has uttered. And no human being is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When you ponder the meanings and if you feel them, Allahumma rzuqni hubbak. Allahumma rzuqni hubbak. Wa hubba man yanfa'uni hubbuhu indak. اللهم ما رزقتني مما أحب فاجعله لي قوة فيما تحب. اللهم ما زويت عني مما أحب فاجعله لي فراغا فيما تحب. Allahu Akbar. End of quote. Ponder this alone, intellectually, then emotionally, and then one day spiritually. And you see, perhaps you would agree with me. This is the most beautiful expression and prayer of love. And of expressing that in this way through a dua, through a supplication. Oh Allah, please, urzuqni hubbak. Rizq. Give me the rizq. What rizq here is? Hubb. That I have hubb for you. This is rizq, the rizq. And that you have hubb for me. Hubb. Didn't say which way. Allahumma rzuqni hubbak. Hubbuka. Okay, give me hubbaka means both, that I have hubb for you or that you have hubb for me. Allahumma rzuqni hubbak. It doesn't stop here. وَحُبَّ مَنْ يَنْفَعُنِي حُبُّهُ عِنْدَكَ. And grant me the hubb, that is, I have hubb for, or the other side have hubb for me, but under what conditions? What are my conditions? If that hubb will benefit me in my relationship with you, anybody anyone, give me their hubb and grant me that I have hubb for them if that relationship helps me in my relationship with you. Otherwise, I don't want it. Even if my nafs desires it, keep it away from me. And then he says, Allahumma ma razaqtani mimma uhib faj'alhu li quwwatan fima tuhib. Allahu Akbar. Whatever you give me, we want things. Whatever you give me of things, now it's not about human beings or angels. Whatever you give me of what I love, then make it strength for me in what you love. La ilaha illallah. Have you ever heard anything like this in Tawheed of Hubb? Hubb monotheism. The affirmation of the oneness of Allah through Hubb love. No one else, nothing else. No one else and nothing else. And then it doesn't stop there. It continues. Allahumma ma zawayta anni mimma uhib faj'alhu li faraghan fi ma tuhib. Oh Allah, whatever you keep away from me, you keep distant from me, that which I love, then if you do that, and I love that, and love is energy, isn't it? Energy that we exert, that is taken away from us towards something else. Hubb requires energy given. Then if you don't give me what I love, then make that energy available for me in what you love. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ. And I close with this. One who loved Allah Azza wa Jal. One of our early predecessors and ulama and salihun. He said, rahimahullah ta'ala, in a poem of which he says this, and I'm simply emphasizing this poem, these two verses. Allah knows of the details. He says, rahimahullah ta'ala, قال لي حسن كل شيء تجلى بي تملى قلت قصدي وراك. First, this first verse, this needs commentary. But he says this, something like this. The beauty of everything created exposed itself to me. And says, enjoy. I responded, my aim is beyond you. Allah. وحد القلب حبه وحد القلب حبه فالتفاتي لك شرك ولا أرى الإشراك. The heart has affirmed his oneness in love. In other words, my heart has affirmed love oneness. My qalb allows to love nothing and no one but him. وحد توحيد توحيد المحبة وحد القلب حبه فالتفاتي therefore فالتفاتي لك paying attention to you for me is shirk, and I do not subscribe to shirk. Mahabbatullah, for who he is Azza wa Jal. To the extent, yes, that some will reach this level, they do not pay attention to anyone and anything if that distracts them from their beloved Allah Azza wa Jal. Allahumma tahir qulubana. Ya Allah, cleanse our hearts, embellish our hearts, make our hearts always, always available and available and available to you and to you only. And let any love, hubb love that we have for anyone or anything be through this channel of hubb for you and by you. And if there is any love that is not within this channel of hubb for you and by you, keep it away from us. Keep it away from us, because we know the consequences in this dunya are going to be miserable. And in akhirah, obviously miserable. Ameen. وصلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.